Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Shadow Generation. So, we beat Metal Overlord. It's time to get our next Doom Power. Huzzah! Which is one of slight contention, if some commentators are to be believed.
Slight contention. I hate to be that guy, but who thinks this power up is good?
I mean, you know what? It's just Sega. It's just Sega trying to tap in back to that edgy period. So I think Doom Masturbate is a great power up. I don't know what you guys talking about.
Now, are there like hidden routes or items for later power ups in earlier stages anywhere, or no?
There are things
Not
you can
really.
get after. Not really. The only thing you're really getting is just one or two collectibles that you couldn't get elsewhere. Okay. Well, until you got certain Doom
That
powers.
was something I did like about SA2, especially is that when you go back, you do get like there's light rail tracks that you couldn't do before and stuff like that. Oh my god, that is 15 inches of venom.
Otherwise known as Doom Morph. Yeah, this power up. So what? I have two problems with this power up.
It's Splatoon.
It is Splatoon.
The first thing is it's kind of redundant in some aspects because you use it for like you traveling on purple slime in a fashion very similar to the manta ray power up, which like all right, so it's already losing points to me on that one. And two, the stupid fucking grappling hook shit, which the game does not exactly tell you how it works, like precisely. And I wish they clarified on how you're actually supposed to use it, because I treated it like, you know, the Avatar's grappling hook in Sonic Forces. That's not how you're supposed to use it. Like you're supposed to like revolve around it for a bit, and then I think like at the apex of either the top or the bottom of the swing, you hold the analog stick or hit the jump button in some way. The fact that I'm having troubles describing how it works, I think is proving my point. Can someone explain to me how it works?
I can explain it just fine.
Go right ahead.
The problem is with that is that before, on Twitter, I saw somebody like drew diagrams to show how it's meant to work. but then, because of several reasons, I deleted Twitter and I can't find that fucking image again.
Oh no!
So I'm shocked.
I guess I'm never playing Sonic X Shadow Generations again. No, but
everybody migrate to Blue Sky.
Yeah.
So Clement,
how does it work?
as the only person who knew how the level up system in Sonic and the Black Knight worked, please again explain to all us dum-dums how this works.
I would be happy to. By the way, Chaos Island is actually my favorite stage in the whole entire game. I love this level. What? Yes, I'm a weirdo. I'm a weirdo.
Okay, but go ahead.
Johnny, he likes Lost World. Is this really so shocking?
But there is one mission in particular that I found a real bitch to S rank. Not to S rank rather, but to get all of the collectibles, because I was trying to get 100% completion.
Right.
And there is one stage where there are two collectibles where you just have to know exactly how Doom Morph works, or else you can't get them at all. And I was on that stage. It's like a 30-second level. It's not very long, but I was on it for like 20 minutes trying to figure out what exactly I was supposed to do. And eventually I did figure it out. So you have to hold the button to swing when you're in Doom Morph form, because when you hit the first Morph ball, you know, you're just going to go into Doom Morph and you don't have the swinging capability yet. You actually have to hit it first and then hit a second one in order to do a swinging, because you have to either launch from the goop in order to have swinging capability, or you have to have two, oily balls in order to swing on the second ball, which, yes, that is kind of confusing, very weird.
Talking about my testicles.
What they want you to do for most of the stage is they want you to swing, hold the button, and when you're at the very bottom of the swing, when you're like at the lowest point you can get, you let go of the button, and then Shadow rockets right upwards above where he's supposed to be, going directly up. And that's how they want you to handle it. You hold it, wait till you're at your lowest point, let go, not at the tail end, which you would think, like not at the very edge, so that you'd go forward, but at the bottom of your swing, so that Shadow goes from down to up, directly up. And that's how you hit certain
because we
rings.
can't reward
that's how you
common
hit certain
sense.
higher platforms.
Games.
Two things about that. One, can we find the person who was in charge of controls and beat them to death because of that? And two, does anyone else remember there was an interview where I think it was Azuka was like, don't worry, fans, you can complete the game without using any of the Doom powers. Well, that was a fucking
They really
lie.
said that?
You literally, there was an interview where I think it was Azuka was like, yeah, you don't have to use, like, how?
I think
what?
I think what he meant was finished, and that got lost in translation, and instead they said complete, which,
I mean, it doesn't even look like you can finish the stage without using
talk about gaming press being out of touch with gamers.
There are multiple points in this stage already that I noticed that because Ryan did not use Doom Morph correctly, he was forced on the bottom path. But it wasn't instant death. I think that's probably what they were trying to get at. It's just that it's a slower path, as it is typically in Sonic the Hedgehog.
I mean, it's hard to say just by
This is
looking
Shadow
at
the
it.
Hedgehog.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. My apologies. Can we start over?
Just looking at it, the grappling hook thing looks kind of fun.
It does look kind of fun, and to be honest, since I'm like in the middle of a Tears of the Kingdom playthrough at the moment, and my brain is just in that mode where I'm thinking super complicated. I'm thinking super complicated rocket science about everything I do in that goddamn game. I'm in the mental space to just like immediately nod along with Clement's explanation of how the fuck this stuff works. I'm just like, yeah, okay, that sounds interesting. And then my common sense catches up with my brain, and I'm like, wait.
Like, again, we just briefly saw him jump into an ink ball. He couldn't swing from that first one because he was regular Shadow when he did it. You have to be in the Doom Morph form when you hit an ink ball in order to swing. So a lot of people are going to jump into that first one that's airborne as Shadow, thinking they can swing immediately, but they can't because they have to be Doom Morph first before they can swing, which is
so stupid. That's so stupid. I don't know why you just can't go immediately into a swing from like base Shadow.
I wonder if something like that is because Sega, the last few games, Sega have been pretty good about patching stuff. I wonder if how Doom Morph specifically controls might be something that might be, fixed.
The problem with that though is that wouldn't most of the obstacles and challenges be designed around how Doom Morph was designed originally? You'd have to change the challenge design too.
I don't necessarily think, because I think if it's a thing where nobody understands how it works,
Yeah.
that's a failing on Sega's behalf. I think that is something that could be fixed. And also, like I think I said how in an earlier part, I didn't like how every time Shadow is about to get a new power, he says like something calls to me. Like, turn it into a drinking game. How many times Shadow goes reach when you swing off a ball? It gets real monotonous real fast. Reach, reach, reach.
Here's the real problem. It's not that the controls for the frickin' Doom Morph are complicated in and of itself. The problem is that the controls are this complicated in a game that has hitherto been mechanically very simple to grasp. You reach this point in the game, and your brain is not in the correct mode to really be grappling with these kind of like complex flowcharty control schemes for one specific power up. Like I said, my brain is in the correct mode because I've been playing Tears of the Kingdom, but that's because everything in that game is hyper complicated to the point where like you can
not cooking apples.
to the point where gathering apples from trees efficiently is a science experiment. Here, just build an auto build schematic made of nothing but apples and golden apples, and then hover that auto build field in front of all the trees, and you have yourself the Apple Catcher 26,000. You don't ever actually have to build the thing. You just have to hover the auto build near apples, and it gathers them for you. It's great.
Clement, have you 100%ed Shadow Generations?
I have. I got the platinum trophy because I'm that guy.
Because I was just thinking, do you remember how in Sonic Frontiers DLC 3, there was the problem when fighting the end, a lot of people didn't realize you had to like auto lock onto something else? Once you
Yeah.
when you 100% DLC 3, the game tells you how to do that, which is
Yeah.
So imagine if you 100%ed Shadow Generations, then the game explains how Doom Morph works.
Wait,
Here's the advanced tips for Doom Morph.
Are you
Pretty much,
are
yeah.
you serious? The game?
Yes,
will
Ted.
tell
I
you-
wish I was joking. Yes, so many people had a problem with the remixed version of the end, that when you complete 100% DLC 3, which includes beating the final boss, then the game tells you the optimal way to fight it. What the fuck are you doing?
It's like you really just gotta wait 8 minutes in the Double Doom fight for Eggman to tell you how to beat Double Doom.
I mean, to be fair to
Sonic,
Final
press
Horizon,
R2.
and I don't really want to be fair to Final Horizon because I don't like Final Horizon.
I like
but
Final Horizon. I think it's
I like the story in Final Horizon. I don't like the gameplay very much. But it's like it's full of ridiculously stupid design decisions, like starting all the characters off at level 1, but throwing all the enemies at you as if you're at like
Like they're
beyond.
super bosses.
Yeah, yeah. Even
that's- to be fair,
there's
Lewis,
no way to
that's-
level up in
That's
that
something
game
they patched.
without.
That's something that they patched. Although
Oh,
they
when?
went too far. Well, originally, yes, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy, you couldn't defeat anything with, but then they kind of went too far the other way. Now where Tails, Knuckles, and Amy are insanely overpowered compared to Sonic, and they can destroy enemies now way quicker than Sonic can.
Oh, okay.
It seems
Well, that,
like
that was
this
the-
should be an easy fix. Just have them start at whatever level Sonic's at when you get to that point.
Well, see, I don't necessarily have a problem in terms of DLC 3 having them start at 0. That was the problem for me, is that somewhat like every character in that game has a skill tree, but the first like 5 things you quote unquote unlock are just things Sonic had from the get go. And this is to put it that this is the
fun.
best. This is the best in-game cutscene in terms of animation. With the exception of Sonic Boom in the entire franchise, the animation in this cutscene is so fucking good.
So at this
I
point,
love
Shadow
it.
is now in Sonic's portion of the story, where they meet up for their rival battle.
How?
But
Fuck you, that's why.
it showed in Shadow's perspective, and I have to agree. Like the animation for this one is a notch above everything they've showed. I would argue in the past 10 years.
Again,
Well, damn.
aside from us, in terms of in-game, because I know obviously certain CG cutscenes still look great.
Just kiss,
And
you assholes! Jesus Christ!
I know, right? But like this, like everything here, like this is so. He smiles finally. Fuck you, base generations. Sonic's meant to smile against the moon, like in SA2. But all this, like the camera work. This is it's a very small thing. I love how Sonic doesn't roll into a ball. He just free falls down that jump. Small little things like that. I love this cutscene so much.
Yeah, this is honest to God like a fantastic cutscene. I love it.
Yeah, which again, I get for front. I like how Lewis says air to that when if you go back to Sonic Forces, he was praising the bad cutscene animation in that game. That's fine. But I'm saying, but in terms of I get because Frontiers had so many cutscenes. I get why a lot of them weren't that great. But whatever the next game is, I want this level of animation. Because as much as we're here, with the exception of Ted, we're all Sonic fans here. But I think all of us would agree that no matter how much we enjoy the game or possibly story, cutscene animation is something this franchise has been lagging behind almost every other big franchise for a long time. Normally, Sonic cutscenes look embarrassingly basic, but this looks embarrassingly awesome.
Yeah.
Embarrassingly.
Just for the record, that was me going yeah, but this is a situation where they could have just talked it out. And the only reason they're fighting is because they fought in the original
Come
game
on,
and they
you
needed
need to watch more
explain
Showed
that.
anime. When do they ever talk it out?
No, they literally just want to make out. That's all that's going on there.
Totally. Which I know. I think some people were expecting there to be an actual, because I want to say there was a fraction of a second of that cutscene was used in one of the trailers, and a lot of people were expecting there to be an actual boss fight. Like Shadow has to lose, and so why you can't make that a boss fight? Otherwise, unless it pulls a Sonic Riders sand level where you technically win, but then in the cutscene you lose, and I hate shit like that. So I'm
That's
glad
a common
this was,
RPG
I'm glad
trope.
This was
That's a common
I hate
RPG
it, though.
trope
I hate that so
always,
much.
Everybody hates it every time. It's just like, oh, you beat the boss fight. Actually, in the cutscene after the boss fight, you lose. But if you lose in the actual boss fight, you have to start the boss fight.
Yeah, you get a game over.
Exactly.
When you waste items on it because you
Yeah,
think
it's
you
true.
can win.
That.
I would agree.
I hate shit like that so much.
I'll say it again. The only game that's ever done that where I've liked it is Wild Arms Alter Code F, where all the boss fights that you would have lost in the original game, they made them into these survival challenges where the experience you get is based on the damage you do by the end of the boss fight.
Oh, I really like that. That sounds cool.
I'd say the Beatrix boss fight in 9 isn't too bad about that.
Well, the Beatrix boss fight is like, you have to get to the end to the point where she uses her special fuck you attack, but it's like, it's not bad.
But,
It's not especially
it's clear
good.
that you lose that fight, though.
Yeah.
You know, because you're not at any point shown that you're winning. You're just surviving.
My favorite thing about Beatrix is that because she's utterly unplayable, except for one section in the middle of the game, you never really feel like the strongest thing in that universe because Beatrix is always just there off to the side and she can destroy you.
gives you that glare and then like does like the motion around her neck. It's like, ugh.
Hey, Beatrix, you want to help us take out Kuja, or?
No, I don't think I want to.
I love the animation when Shadow's just on the purple goop in his base form and he just walks real fucking slowly. I'm like, do you think that's Sega's way of teasing us that the next game is going to be Shadow Labyrinth?
This looks like Super Shadow Sunshine, actually. I'm expecting them to say, let's all head in a helping hand. Shadow can't do it alone.
Gareth mentioned Splatoon earlier, but I am reminded of just Sunshine. Like, this is just...
Yeah.
Shadow losing his fucking shoes actually would slow him down, though, now that I think about it. Because, like, we never see him actually just run fast. He uses his super skates to go fast.
As Sonic Prime pointed out to us, they're air shoes.
Yes.
They're air shoes.
But, like, if he loses his air shoes, that could present an interesting gameplay challenge where you have to rely on his teleportation abilities to solve navigational puzzles. That would be cool. I like that.
Well, I thought
idea.
that the teleportation was in universe him just moving so fast you couldn't be seen.
No,
basically.
it's just chaos control.
Now that I'm
power.
thinking about it, Shadow
Well,
the
no,
Hedgehog...
but that's what the whole the cutscene in Sonic Adventure 2, where Shadow's on the roof and then he teleports and goes to the other roof.
Well,
you see the spot where they're like,
that's him using specifically chaos control. Shadow just also has the natural ability to teleport.
But my thought that was chaos control. Things. Like, if he didn't have an emerald, he couldn't do that.
Sonic Adventure 2 is absolutely terrible at conveyance, but what he did was slow down time. That's what he does when he uses chaos control to teleport, is he freezes or slows down time. And, you know, it's... I mean, he can also just straight up teleport through things. It's a little bit confusing, but, like, when you use chaos control in Shadow the Hedgehog...
Two things can be true. I think in that case, two things can be true.
Well, again, guys, this is not to keep harping on what like Ian Flynn says, but that was a question on the Bombercast one time, where like the chaos control and his teleporting are two different things. However, what muddies the water is, per Ian Flynn, which I believe he got confirmation of this from Sega, Shadow needs a Chaos Emerald in order to teleport.
Yeah, that's what I always thought.
What's the fucking point then? If he needs a Chaos Emerald to do either, why have both?
That would be why he was given, why the first Chaos Emerald in Shadow the Hedgehog was a pure gimme. Because, like, you don't get your Chaos Control or Chaos Blast powers until you have that Chaos Emerald, but it's just, like, right at the beginning of the first level. No sweat.
There's two Chaos Emeralds in Westopolis. That makes no fucking sense. I'm sorry.
It's a
well,
big
it's
city.
so that you can use the ability in the level to get the other Chaos Emerald. But, you know, it's stupid, and this series is not good at conveyance.
This is the same series where somebody had a Chaos Emerald as a literal wedding ring. I don't think it really matters.
Wait, what? What game was that?
Sonic X. Chris's mom. There's an episode where Chris's mom.
That's not a game. That's an anime. You damn fool.
It's canon because there's the Sonic X poster.
No,
in
it's
Sonic
not.
Adventure
It's not.
DX.
This is the mission I was talking about, by the way.
Yes,
there are two collectibles you just cannot get unless you understand how Doom Morph works.
Oh, Jesus.
I spent minutes
This was
trying
one
to
I
get
was
it.
trying to 100%. So it was not even so much trying to S rank it. I was just trying to get everything, and it's like, oh man, fuck, life's too short, dude. Like, I'm just gonna move on.
In a Sonic adventure game, this Doom morph ability would be really fucking cool, and I think everyone would love it. But because this is a boost era game where all the mechanics are simple up until this point, it's just like, holy shit, what the hell?
I think that if they just kept the grappling hook aspect of it, it would be really neat.
No, I think that's...
No, seriously, I think if Sega had just had a screen pop up that said, press X at this point to ascend higher, that would fix everything. Just put that in.
The thing is, yeah, and yeah, you're right, Gareth. But the thing is, like, I'm loving the level design that I'm seeing attached to this power, and I'm loving the actual use of the power. It looks really fun to use. I haven't played the game myself yet, so I can't say anything about the game feel, but it looks really fun to use. It's just like, holy shit, this came out of nowhere.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it never comes back.